Hi, I'm Serotonin, and this is part 2 of my Flame Leviathan or Orbit-uary walkthrough. So, here we go. Pretty much for this part, I'll just be walking you through the fight, telling you exactly what's going on, what you need to do, because there's not much more to say about this fight. Alright, if you'll notice, everyone who can, demolishers and siege gunners, they shoot down the pyrite, if you'll notice everywhere, and now choppers can pick up pyrite and place it in your demolishers, which is very helpful. But if you'll notice, right now Leviathan is currently pursuing somebody, and everyone else is either the demolishers need to stay pretty far away from him, but otherwise everyone else is shooting him. If you'll notice, the choppers running around, dropping down their tar, and I am continuing to try to shoot down pyrite. If you'll notice, if you are demolisher gunner, please make certain to watch your bar, because if you'll notice, we have over half of our pyrite, so we really don't need to do too much. If you'll see those blue beams that come by, make certain you move out of them. Those are the ones that will freeze you in place, and you will need tar underneath you, and then either a siege gunner or demolisher gunner to light that tar on fire to get you out. So just be mindful of that. Also, if you'll notice, the Freya beams have come down now, so we'll be getting ads in a little bit. See those little guys? They're pretty easy to get rid of. If you'll notice, I'm spamming my 1 and 2 buttons, which gets rid of them pretty darn quick. If you'll notice, the siege engines, if you're taking quite a bit of damage, if Flame Leviathan gets near to you, make certain that the gunner puts up a shield. It's especially helpful. And also at this time, we'll have people being thrown up into the turrets. To DPS down the turrets. Make certain, if you are a demolisher driver, you do not throw up the person who will be first in the rotation to take down the turrets. You do not throw them up before this fight starts. Otherwise they'll crash and die. They really will. So just make certain, it's a good 10-15 seconds after you've engaged Leviathan and you're actually in combat, because we've had several times where people they ended it and they died very horribly. So just make certain to do that. Otherwise, if you'll notice, my demolisher driver is staying pretty near to the pyrite, which is a good idea. Drivers, you have the most important job. You really need to keep up on the pyrite stacks on Leviathan, but you also need to make certain that you're near pyrite, so that way your gunner can go pick it up. And also, if you'll notice, Leviathan is pretty darn close to that siege engine, so they put up the shield, which will reduce your damage taken, which is very nice. Also, if you'll notice, my demolisher got destroyed. If this happens, you're dead. There's nothing that you can do besides, what I did, and ice block, and then tried to run somewhere, and I died. But that's exactly what's going to happen during this fight. The most important part is to keep your stacks up on Flame Leviathan. And also, see if you'll notice how many people are dead. But also, if you're one of the people who are up in the turrets, DPSing down the turrets, I should say, after you get punted out, once you kill them, make certain that you call out and ping the map where you're going. Also, choppers, make certain that you look up. Angle your camera so that you're looking up at the sky, so that way you can see exactly where they are going to run. And if you'll notice, we wiped, so we're starting again. Just remember, once again, demolisher drivers, do not send your person up unless you're actually engaged in the fight. It's like the most important part. Make certain you do this. You're gonna wipe on this fight many times, just because people need to get in the practice keeping pyrite stacks up. Choppers need to practice, making certain that they get their person to the correct vehicle, which also it's a very good idea to mark everybody that is getting thrown up and mark their demolishers, hopefully in a way so that way you don't really have to think about where someone's going to go and they don't have to tell you. Like, keep all the celestial stuff together, like the moon, the sun, or the condom, or the nipple, or whatever the hell you want to call it. You keep those together, and also with a star, and then you can do like objects, like there's the square, there's the diamond. You keep those together. It helps out quite a bit, so that way people aren't like, oh my gosh, where do you go? You already know where they go. But also in the rest of this fight, if you'll notice the flame wall, make certain you stay out of that. It hurts. And once again, there's like 50 bazillion bars going across your screen, and all of them do different things, but for the most part, just try to avoid everything as best you can. Demolishers, stay away from Flame Leviathan, and also make certain, if you're a siege driver, that you immediately interrupt his flame vents, because those knock out health so fast, and the point of this fight is number 1 DPS and number 2 survivability. The longer that you have higher health, the more likely it is that you'll get him down. And so this is really the fight. I mean, there's really not much more advice that I can give you. Just pay attention to your surroundings. If you're a demolisher and you have one of the big ads on you, call out to one of the choppers and they can use their sonic horn and try to get it off of you. Otherwise, if you're a gunner, make certain you get the ads off of your demolisher ASAP. Just spam your 1 and 2 button and it usually takes them off pretty quick. So good luck in this, and I'll see you in the rest of Orbit-uary.